Good morning, guys. Hope you're having an amazing day. It is Ping here. Today we are once again in Singapore, and I realized that one of the largest convenience store chains in the entire world is 7-Eleven, but Singapore has their own array of delicious items here at 7-Eleven. So we're gonna go try one out, see what they have to offer, and compare it with the ones in America and see which ones are better. I have a feeling, and I've heard that this one is a lot better, so we have high expectations. Let's go eat. At first glance, this 7-Eleven is insane. It is huge. There are so many food options available, so many different drinks, so many different items. We're gonna go get a basket, we're gonna go start seeing what's good, and we're just gonna take it. That's the plan for the day. Ooh, unagi onigiri. Unagi onigiri. Satay onigiri. Alright, we've got all our food, it's all heated up. First up, I think I'm gonna start with the burger. This is a salted egg yolk shrimp burger. I've never seen this before. As you can see, it's just a bit of like salted egg yolk gravy on top, and then it's like I think it's a shrimp patty on inside. It's a deep fried shrimp patty. It's salted egg yolk shrimp burger. Let's try this out. Oh, that's really good. The salted egg yolk flavor is not very strong, but you can taste the shrimp burger. It's got a bit of bite, you know, that seafood chewiness. But it is a really good burger overall. The balance between the fried shrimp patty and the salted egg yolk works really well. Probably one of the better burgers I've had at 7-Eleven. But a deep fried shrimp burger with salted egg yolk sauce, who would have thought of that? What a great idea. And the best part is that it's not just pure salted egg yolk. I think they added some basil inside. They added some seasoning to the egg yolk flavor. So yes, there is a salted egg yolk flavor, but there are a little bit more like seasoning, some salt, some basil, which helps to season the entire sauce for the burger. The bread is a little bit on the dry side, as you can probably tell, but that's mixed out well with a really nice, good salted egg yolk sauce. Okay, next up we're gonna try the brown sugar bubble tea. Never seen this before, but let's give this a try. Alright, let's try this. Ooh, that's a pretty good flavor. You've got that milky tea. It's a little bit sweet, a bit on the sweeter side, but definitely like it. I haven't gotten the pearls, so let's try the pearls out. Yeah, not bad. It got this like sort of like popping sort of texture within the tapioca balls, but definitely a good drink to have, especially if you're eating a lot of savory food, savory items. That's something you should definitely get. So we've got the shrimp sandwich. Let me just show you guys what's inside. Alright, you can just look at it and you can see all these huge shrimps inside. Fresh actual shrimps with like broccoli, with carrots. There's just tons of ingredients. I'm so excited. We gotta try this out. That is one good shrimp sandwich. I gotta give it to them. The shrimp, I'm gonna tell they're not really huge per se, but they definitely have a little bit of a bite. They have a lot of flavor. Look at that mayonnaise creaminess with the broccoli, with the onion, with the carrots. There are some vegetables inside, but that's okay. The sandwich is still really, really delicious. Definitely worth a try if you come to 7-Eleven. The shrimp literally just popped out. There's just so many shrimps stuffed into the sandwich. Definitely good value for money. Can't believe I forgot this, but I got two different onigiris. I got the unagi onigiri and I got the satay onigiri. Let's go with the unagi one first. Just your classic onigiri, like a triangle rice sort of cake. It's Japanese origin, but they have it here at 7-Eleven. We're gonna go give this a try. There's actually a ton of unagi, which is the eel, inside the onigiri. It's really stuffed in there. The rice layer is actually quite small, but this is a really good onigiri. I mean, just take a look at all that eel that's stuffed inside. Actually surprising. I thought it would be more rice than it would be eel, but after biting in, I'd say that there's more eel than there is rice. Next up, satay onigiri. Alright, this thing is about to break apart in my hand, so I'm just gonna go bite in already. Definitely get that peanut lemongrass taste inside. Same as the unagi, a lot of satay inside, not as much rice as I would expect. But overall pretty good. You get that satay flavor, which is not especially charred, but you got that peanutty lemongrass with the pork, I think, on the inside. It's a good little onigiri, but I do prefer the unagi onigiri over the satay one. But if you get the chance, try both. Alright, now we're gonna get into the real heated up meal options that they have. First one we have here is the pasta. This is like a chicken and pasta sort of set. Surprising that they have a Western option. I'd expect them to have more Asian options, but it looks really, really good. I mean, you can see the chicken has this like brown sauce all over it. It looks really, really delicious. I'm just gonna go in with that pasta first, see how that goes. Oh, that pasta is so good. It's like a really thin type of noodle, a ton of seasoning, a ton of flavoring, and surprisingly there's a bit like of small like little red chili flakes when you look closer at it, which is really surprising. I did not expect there to be spice, but definitely a good pasta dish here at 7-Eleven. I'm really surprised. This is something I would expect at like an Olive Garden. I mean, I would say this is better than what they serve at an Olive Garden when it comes to pasta. Definitely a good option. Let's try out the chicken I think they have, see if it's really good. Chicken's alright, it's a little bit overcooked, but I mean when you're having a microwave meal, this is exceptional. These are all pre-cooked meals that they have, that all you need to do is just heat up. But for pasta at a 7-Eleven, at an Asian 7-Eleven, this is exceptional. I mean, the flavors that they have in this pasta, really, really good. The hint of that chili is a huge surprise. Definitely worth it to try this pasta dish. Probably one of my favorite things here so far. Of course, they have some vegetables, broccoli, and carrot. But come on, let's be real here. Who's actually gonna eat that? Go for the pasta, go for the noodles. Definitely worth it. Next up, we gotta go for the Thai basil chicken with egg over rice. So it's a Thai dish. But looking at it, it looks pretty dry, looks kind of sad. So not many expectations going in. Let's try it out. Okay, so yes, I'll give it to you. Texture isn't great. It's a bit mushy, a bit soggy, not the greatest, but the flavor is exceptional. I mean, you can taste that basil, you can taste the pepper, the salt, the spiciness really kicks in. I mean, it looks really plain, it looks really boring, but you can actually see the basil, the little pieces of basil in there, and they make such a huge difference. The flavor profile on this is just completely unexpected. It looks really boring, but honestly, flavor here, out of town. The egg is a little bit like plain. It's just one sheet of egg. There's not much texture to it. It's just like a steamed egg. Not the greatest, but the flavor on the Thai basil is honestly just out of this world. You've got to come and get the basil. All right, finally we are at one of the most interesting things I saw here. It's a biryani with a chicken curry, and it just looks amazing. I mean, just look at that curry sauce. It's so thick. I mean, you just pour that on top of the biryani. I mean, that is literally the definition of just delicious happiness in one plate. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just try the biryani with some of the sauce first. I mean, just looking at the rice, it has so much color, so much orange, so many yellows, just popping out. It even smells like a really good Indian meal. Let's go ahead and try this out. Oh, okay. Give me a second. I just need to try the curry sauce alone again because I think my mind may just have been blown. But let me just try this. Oh. I mean, it's so thick. It's not really spicy, but really creamy, really thick. You would expect to find this at any Indian hawker stall in Singapore, but you can find it at 7-Eleven. That is insane. I mean, I never expected the curry sauce to be that good. I mean, yes, I've watched videos, whether it's Mikey Chen, doing 7-Eleven reviews in Singapore, saying how amazing the curry is, but I'm telling you for a fact, the curry is so creamy. It's not spicy, so if your spice tolerance isn't that high, that's okay. This is a meal that you can definitely do if, you know, you can't really handle the fresh chilies as much. I've got to try and see whether the chicken is tender and whether it really fits in well with all the ingredients. Let's try this out. Chicken is tender as heck. Oh my god. How do they put this in a microwave meal? I just don't understand. I mean, the chicken flavor is just exceptional. Yes, the curry sauce is really good, and yes, the chicken is so tender. It literally just melts in your mouth. That is mind-blowingly good. I think out of all three of these hot dishes, I would say chicken biryani is definitely my favorite. Followed with the pasta. I mean, that flavor on the pasta is amazing. And then last with the Thai basil chicken, but the biryani, if you come here, if there's one thing you need to get at 7-Eleven, it better be the biryani. This curry sauce, the rice, it's just a flavor bomb. It is something that you just definitely have to try. If you do not try this, you have not come to Singapore's 7-Eleven. Next thing I've got to try is this noodle called roast chicken mee goreng. It's like an instant noodle sort of thing. But let's try this out, see if it's really that spicy. Okay, so the thing about this is that at first, it's not that spicy, but once it enters your mouth, once it goes deeper in, that spice just burns. It's like a delayed fuse sort of spice bomb, but it's not bad, but it's also not amazing. Like, I understand people always come here and try this out and they're like, oh, this is so good. I think it's okay. I don't think there's anything extraordinary about this specific noodle per se. Yes, it's really spicy. Yes, if you love spices, it's a thing for you, but I wouldn't say it's that special. The noodles are okay. They're a little bit chewy, just like any other noodle. I don't think there's anything special about that, but what's really special now is that we put in these hanjuku eggs, which look absolutely delicious. I mean, I just gotta break that apart. I mean, these eggs are what they put over ramen. But let's just go ahead and try this out. Oh. It's cooked in this soy base, but that egg yolk is still a little bit creamy, a little bit nice and soft. So definitely come and get these Hanjuku eggs. These are really famous. These are what they use in ramen, but I mean, definitely put it over rice or noodles. This is the thing you want to come get. The yolkiness, it has that soy flavor, but it's still quite liquidy on the inside, so come and get this. Round 1 finished. Let's go get more food for round 2. Mini donut. Alright, round 2. This is the dessert round that we have. First up, this beautiful molten chocolate lava cake. Let's break it open. I mean, just looking at it, you can literally see the chocolate goo just dropping out of the cake. I mean, I can't wait anymore. I've got to give this a try. If you love chocolate, if you love molten chocolate, this is your dream. I mean, the molten chocolate literally just melts out of the entire cake. The cake itself is really soft, really warm because it was just microwave, but absolutely phenomenal. Like, this is probably one of my most highly recommended things here at 7-Eleven. It is delicious. You have that spongy chocolate cake on the outside. Inside, it's just molten chocolate, and it's not too sweet. You get that really good core chocolatey flavor, that sort of nutty chocolatey flavor. Oh, this is so good. It doesn't have that plastically chocolate flavor, but I mean, it's even on my hands. I just gotta lick this off. Delicious. I mean, if there's one dessert item you have to get here, this chocolate molten lava cake is the one. It's literally just coming out of the chocolate cake. Next up, we have a cream puff bun. It's a Japanese cream bun. It says shok cream with custard. As to what that means in French, I have no clue, or in Japanese, I cannot read that, but I think it's a custard sort of bun. Let's try it out. Oh, that's good. You can tell this is Japanese made because the quality is just so good. The cream inside is milky, it's eggy, it's a little bit sweet, but you don't taste like little like sugar specks inside. It's just naturally sweet from the cream and the milk. Outside of push, you have that little like a little crunchy, crispy texture, but it's really spongy as well once you get inside. Spongy cream puff, Japanese cream. It's like a vanilla sweet butter milk cream. Definitely come and get this as well. This is a really good cream puff. Finally, we have this row of donut sticks. I mean, all 6 of them is like $2, a little over $2. Insane deal. Let's go ahead and try these out. Not as good as I expected. They're not really crispy on the outside. It's not really sweet either. It's just a lot of flour. It tastes more like bread than it does donut. Not something I would recommend, but unless you're really hungry and there's nothing else to eat, I mean, this is something you could go for, but it doesn't really taste like a donut. It's not really that crispy, not that sweet, so it's an okay, not one of my favorite things here. Alright, let's talk about 7-Elevens here in Singapore. This specific one is really unique 7-Eleven. It's like a black and white 7-Eleven, so the variety here is also a lot wider, and there's also places where you can sit down and eat. But let's talk about the food options. I have to say, when it comes to savory food items, there are some things that you just absolutely have to get. First, the butter chicken with biryani. That's fantastic. I mean, the flavor on that is just exceptional. Way better than anything I could have possibly prepared myself for. The pasta was also exceptional. The chili flakes on the pasta was such a huge surprise. Definitely something you should definitely come and try when you're here. The pasta was something I would expect at a pretty decent Italian restaurant. So for that price, I think it was only like $3. That was exceptional. Another thing that you have to try are the burgers. They have their fried shrimp and salted egg yolk burgers. Those were exceptional. The bread wasn't great, but the flavor was so unique. Something else you have to try, definitely go for the prawn sandwiches. I mean, there's so much prawn, it literally just exploded out of my hands because of how much prawns there were inside the sandwich. For the onigiris, definitely go for the unagi or the eel onigiri over the satay one. Once again, all packed with tons of ingredients. I personally prefer the unagi one, but if you want to try the satay one, that's definitely something you can go for. This is exceptional. This bubble milk tea, definitely worth a try if you're here. And this sweet little drink while you're having all your savory items, definitely a good go-to item. Hanjuku eggs were also exceptional. They were so melty, like almost like a molten egg yolk inside. Delicious. You can add that to rice, you can add that to noodles. Any option is perfectly available. When it comes to dessert items, there's just so many dessert items here in 7-Eleven, but I wanted to go for ones that they specifically have only in Singapore. The molten lava cake. My mind is blown. I cannot believe how amazing that molten lava cake was. It literally just exploded. Once you put your spoon in and you just started digging, that just exploded immediately. The cream puff is also really good. It's that Japanese standard, so you know it's gonna be pretty good. The cream is really sweet, eggy, custardy, milky, so it's a pretty good cream puff. Overall, 7-Elevens here in Singapore, amazing. My expectations are completely blown, really. 7-Elevens in Singapore, you are doing an exceptional job. Like I said, this is a pretty unique 7-Eleven. It's one of the bigger 7-Elevens, so if you go to any random 7-Eleven in Singapore, don't expect everything that you saw here. But if you do want to go to one of the bigger 7-Elevens, this is the 7-Eleven you should go to. I will link the address down below for you guys. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a 7-Eleven food tour here in Singapore. If you enjoyed it, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. I have to say, 7-Eleven here in Singapore completely blew my mind. Until we eat again, I'll see you later, guys.